We're here at SC Congress Canada with Joe Lobianco, who is the Senior Director of Information Security and Risk Management at CIBC, which is one of the top banks here in Canada. Joe, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
CIBC recently launched a banking application. They were one of the leading edge on that part. Can you tell me what went into the thought process behind deploying that for customers?
Sure. CIBC wanted to be one of the first to market in terms of providing new ways to bank, provide additional convenience for our customers. So as a result, we had a lot of support from the senior levels of the organization to go out there with a mobile banking capability. We were the first in Canada to launch that, and we've had tremendous success reaching out to customers and giving them the convenience of being able to bank wherever they are.
Now, when it comes to pushing out applications, I know that a lot of companies tend to want to be leading edge with it, and they want to, and as a result, there's a bit of a rush to market, and security sometimes is not factored into the development process. How did CIBC deal with that?
Well, I think what I can say is that, at working for a large bank, trust with our customers is key, and our reputation is key, because customers won't bank with you unless they have ultimate faith in your services. So we had a lot of support in our organization for doing it right the first time. Although there was a definite push to get to market quickly, we didn't cut any corners from a security standpoint. So we made sure right from the outset of our development process that we had security baked into the process. We had plans up front to do all the right security testing. We brought in third-party expertise because it was a new platform for us, so we didn't necessarily have all the in-house expertise to do the full assessments. And we planned that early. We baked it right into our project plans from the get-go, and as a result, we weren't scrambling at the last second to add in security after the application had been built. And I think that's a lesson for organizations, is if you try to do that late in the game, then you're not going to be successful. But if you can make it in from the early days of the project, then you have a much higher degree of success.
And did you draw on what CIBC may have learned from just launching, the basic website for the desktop?
Yeah, absolutely. We had strong development practices already in our organization. We had security baked into those. We had a culture of doing, code reviews and penetration tests for all of our customer-facing applications. All we really did is took a little extra caution when launching a new technology on a new application. So we brought in some external expertise to really do the same things, but really with a mobile perspective in mind, where we didn't necessarily have all those skills in-house the first time through. So really, in the end, it turned out to be a lot of our existing practices, just expanded slightly for the mobile.
So where are we at with the threat landscape? Obviously, not even every bank offers the ability to bank via a mobile application. So from a threat landscape, where are we? What are some of the major threats, and what do you think might be coming?
Sure. Well, I think the key is that mobile banking, mobile in general, mobile computing, mobile web is changing rapidly, and so definitely we're at a point where things are emerging, so it's difficult to project very far in the future. But where we are today is that there haven't been a tremendous amount of new mobile vulnerabilities and no evidence of new mobile threats out there. So we have seen some of the same things that we've seen on the desktop space emerge in the mobile space. Things like fake applications are definitely a threat. Users do need to be cautious when installing applications on their devices, much like we would ask them to be cautious when doing the same thing on the desktop. But in mobile today, we've seen a prevalence of users downloading and installing applications for all types of things. They do need to be careful. Outside of that, there haven't been a lot of vulnerabilities announced on the mobile platforms where people can take advantage of those to access the activities that somebody's doing on their mobile device. So we are fairly comfortable for now, but that is changing rapidly. So what is true today might not be true tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, in my conversations with security practitioners, they seem to say that they seem to be splintered whether the mobile malware threat is really coming, or if maybe it's not going to be the point that we saw with the traditional, the traditional internet environment. In that, and you mentioned in your presentation that there's various operating systems, so there's not a homogeneous platform to concentrate on, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're coming from a better starting point in the from a security perspective in the mobile space than we were in the desktop space, from the perspective that we've got greater fragmentation right from the early days. Although Apple and the iPhone has a large market share, we do see a lot of entrants, serious entrants like the Android and BlackBerry and also Microsoft with their Windows phone platform coming out, and we think that's going to lead to further fragmentation, which I think from a security standpoint is good. The monoculture that we have around Windows on the desktop has really led to prevalence of threats targeted specifically at Windows and the software that runs on that. So I think we'll see a little bit of a different game when it comes to mobile. It remains to be seen if fake applications and that type of thing are going to be the focus, or whether we're truly going to have similar spyware and adware and malware that we've seen on the desktop space as well.
Yeah, and banks aren't the only customer-facing organization that is creating mobile apps for their customers. Just to conclude, give us some best practices.
Well, I think every organization needs to make sure that they have solid secure development practices throughout their development life cycle. So whether you're developing an application in-house or you're having it developed by someone else, you need to make sure that you have good solid security foundation in terms of security requirements. You need to make sure that you have good secure coding practices, and those are baked into your development. You need to have good testing practices that test for the right things from a security standpoint. So security shouldn't be a bolt-on later, that you actually test during your QA cycles and you get those security bugs cleared early in the cycle, and then making sure that you penetration test your systems before you let them out in the wild, and correct those vulnerabilities before they get out there, as opposed to getting caught later and going back and having to fix things.
Well, good advice. And as you conclude your presentation, you said you might be telling a different story in 2 years. So maybe our next interview, you'll be telling a different story around this. But we'll see how this space develops.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to watch it very closely.
Yeah. Joe Lobianco of CIBC, thank you for joining us at SC Congress Canada.
Thank you.
Yep.